Greetings guys and gals. So today we're going to be making this little fire pit from Elder Scrolls Skyrim. I did initially start making this back in 2014, but due to real life circumstances I had to take a step back from Second Life and making tutorials. So I recommend that, if you like me and video games inspire you, whenever you're playing a video game, if you see a bit of scenery that inspires you, or you think, I would like to make that, seems pretty cool, take a screenshot of it from different angles, maybe even a bit of a video, and then challenge yourself to make it. That's what I do, and it really helps you to develop as an artist, and also helps to nurture your ability to create things for video games and understand how it's done. Okay, so I've done that here. I've got a couple of screenshots. These ones are pretty much the same angle, but it's not. There's not much to it really. So yeah, what we're going to do first of all, though, is we're going to get in a character that is going to be scaled to size. I can't provide this one because I didn't make it, and I got this years ago, and yeah, but I can show you where to get free characters from. So what I've got here is I've come to free3d.com. I'll provide a link in the description for you. And once you go there, just type in character. I recommend looking for OBJ because that tends to be the most universally used format, as well as FBX. Maybe do low poly if you want, because if you've got a high polygon character model, it's just going to make your scene lag the more polygons you add. So maybe go to low poly and see what you have here. It's up to you really. You might have more choice if you do this, but just choose one that isn't super high poly. Nothing more than, I'd say, 3,000 polygons. Anything above that would be overkill. So once you've downloaded your character, come into Blender and then just import it. Now my character is 2.9 meters tall because that's, I'm working with Second Life sizes and such, and that's pretty much the average height of an avatar there. So what you want to do is press Shift A, delete the cube, and if you got one here, just click it and press delete. Shift A, mesh, cube, and I've put it to 1 meter because that is the size of a cube in Second Life. Okay, so this is where we're going to use our first tool. Right. So press N for November, and over here you'll have something called MaxivzTools. Now I will provide a link in the description where you can go to this gentleman's Gumroad. Sorry, got a bit of a cold I think. This gentleman's Gumroad, and download this tool. You can. It is free, but if you feel like donating something, then please do. But if you can't afford it, then just type in 0 into the box and then click on I want this, and you'll get it. And then once you've downloaded that, what I recommend you guys do is on your hard drive, make a new folder called Blender, then in there make one called Tools, and it just keeps things organized. So once you've done that, go to Edit, Preferences, Install, and then just install it. Then look for it in here. It should automatically come up anyway once you've installed it. Make sure it's selected. Okay, so click on your cube once you've done that. Press Tab, press number 3 on the keyboard for face selection. Click on this one down here. Then open up MaxivzTools here, and then click on this one, Quick Pivot. And that will set our pivot for this object to this face. Press Tab again, come up here to Item, and then here type in 0. That will then put the base of our cube on the floor. Okay, now come back into edit mode by pressing tab, press number 1 for vertices, Alt Z for X-ray, click and drag over these top vertices. Then up here type in 2.9 and that will be the height of our character. Alt Z, sorry, to come out of X-ray mode. Tab to come out of edit mode, and then just click on your character. And what you want to do is just go into the right view by pressing 3, Alt Z again. Now obviously this green means that this is the Y axis, so we want to move our character in the Y axis. So press GY to snap it to the Y axis, and just move it roughly to the middle of this cube. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and then press S for scale, and just scale it up roughly to there. Now your sort of your pivot point may be in the middle of the model. Now what you can do to change that, just click on the model again, sorry, GY, move it back. What you can do is press tab and then go into the right view again, number 3, right, and then just scroll in. I'm moving around, by the way, using the shift middle mouse button. Rotate is just middle mouse button. Okay, scroll wheel is obviously zoom. And just come down here to one of these vertices. Let's use this one here. And then we're going to come back to MaxViz and quick pivot. So now your pivot will be set to that vertice, which means that it will then scale from the base altitude of it, like that. Okay, that just means that, for example, if you have moved your model down to so that the feet are touching the floor, it will scale from that point. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect, but yeah, as long as it's roughly as tall as this cube, then you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and right click my model, set origin to geometry. There we go. Now I think I can go ahead and delete this cube now. Okay, so delete that. Okay, so once you've done that, once you've right clicked and set origin to geometry, come up here and you can just type in 0, 0. Okay, and that will center it out to the world. Now what I want to do is make another cube, because what we're basically doing is we're making up a startup file here. Shift A, mesh cube. Again, select the cube, tab, 3, select the base, MaxivzTool, quick pivot, tab to come out of that, item 0. There we go. GY. I say GY obviously because, like I said, this is the Y axis, so when I press G for move, then Y, it's going to snap it to the Y axis. Okay, so that's that done. Press N for November to just quickly move that little menu there. Come over here, and I've got matte cap selected, and I like that kind of color. Actually, let me go ahead and change the color to maybe something like whatever color you want, really. That'll do for me. So when you've done that, what you can now do is, in fact, that's a bit too harsh. That'll do, that's perfect. That's more like sort of a clay, isn't it? I've also got my scene property set up to 0.5 because that's what Second Life seems to translate best as. Okay, so again, these settings, shadow turned on, turn it down a little bit, maybe 0.430. I don't want it to be too much of an influence. Okay, So when we've done that, you can click on this, your character, press F2, and I call it size underscore reference. Okay, so for now that will do. We didn't really need anything else. Sorry, we don't need anything else. Sometimes I fall over my own words because my brain's just working too fast, and I stumble over my own words. My brain's just moving at like 1,000 miles an hour sometimes, and it frustrates me. But so go to File and then Defaults, Save Startup File, Save Startup File. So that means that whenever you start a new file, it will start with this. There we go. And that's pretty much all I need to do for the moment. So I will end this tutorial here, and in the next tutorial we will make the base of this, so the bulk of this. But yeah, I will see you in the next part.